Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Monday, March 24th, 2025 Land Use Hearing. I call this meeting to order, and we will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, welcome, everyone. My name is Kristen Stevens. I'm Chair of the Board of County Commissioners, and with me are my fellow commissioners, Commissioner Jody Shattuck McNally and Commissioner John Kafalis. Behind us from the Clerk and Recorder's Office, we have Deirdre O'Neill and Diane Cheney. And then to my right, across the way, we have from our County Attorney's Office, Frank Haug, and then a variety of people from other departments. I'll turn it over to the Planning Manager, Jenny Axmaker, for introductions and to share some hearing procedure instructions.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm joined by the dais with our Environmental Planner, Scott Benton. We have Principal Planner, Casti Fior. We're joined by our CERT Planning Administrative Staff, Ryan Oswandel and Christina Scrutchins. Across the way, we have County Planner Danielle Rymanis. We have Senior County Planner Samantha Mott. From our engineering group, we have Stephen Rothwell and Tracy Shambo and Connor Sheldon. And from our Health Department, we're joined by Leah Schneider. With that, we respectfully request that all members of the audience silence their electronic devices. Please help yourself to a copy of the agenda and hearing room procedure instructions located on the wall just next to the door. If you're joining us online through Zoom, you can find that at larimer.org/BOCC/commissioners-meetings. Please wait to speak until you're recognized by the chair. Please maintain civility, refraining from audience applause, comments, or disruptions, whether positive and or negative. Please make all comments to the Board of County Commissioners from the podium. A portable microphone is available as needed. The microphone on the podium does adjust, so please feel free to move it so that we can hear you well. Please state your name at the beginning of your comments and provide the spelling of your name if it's unique. Please speak directly and loudly into the microphone so that remote participants may hear us. Upon request, assisted listening devices are available for the hearing impaired. For those of you on Zoom, attendees will be muted until they are recognized by the chair. If an online attendee wishes to speak or to request a consent item to be removed, please use the raise your hand function on the Zoom control bar or *9 on your phone. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. So now we'll go through some additional information and talk about what's on our agenda this afternoon. So on the public hearing consent agenda, we have 3 items. We have the Dyer subdivision preliminary plat, file number 24, land 4442. This is a subdivision to adjust property boundaries between one developed lot and one outlot and to permit development of a single unit residence on the existing outlot, and no new lots would be created with this. The next item is Olander Farms Root Shoot Malting Amended Special Review, file number 21, zone 3065. And in this request, the applicant is requesting an amended special review approval for a value-added agricultural facility. This is an expansion to the Olander Farms Minor Special Review, file number 15Z1994, and the Olander Farms Special Review, file number 20, zone 2691. And this is located on the north side of Highway 60, approximately 3/4 of a mile east of County Road 11. And then our final item on the consent agenda is the Bacon Lake Interceptor 1041, file number 24, zone 3726. This is a 1041 review of a permit application for an activity of state interest pursuant to Article 10 of the Land Use Code for a proposed sanitary sewer interceptor and a water transmission line. The location of this is the eastern terminus of the proposed alignment is along north side of State Highway 56, approximately 0.13 miles west of its intersection with County Line Road, and extends to the western terminus at the southeast corner of parcel 94,9413,300,001. and the applicants are from the town of Berthoud. And then we have a public hearing discussion item continued from March 10th, 2025. That is the Platte River Power Authority Rawhide 1041 Permit 24, Zone 3715. And since it is the chair's prerogative, I will be changing the order of the agenda. We will talk about the public hearing discussion item that was continued from March 10th, 2025 first, and then we will move on to the consent agenda. So I will ask our planning manager if there's anything. I have a statement to read today of how this will go. Should I go ahead and do that? Okay. So we're calling up 24 Zone 3715 for the Platte River Power Authority. A hearing was held on March 10th on this matter. At that hearing, the board voted to continue it, and the applicant also requested a continuance. It was continued to today's date for the applicant to provide additional information about conditions C and E and about climate impact analysis and its relation to the comprehensive plan. Furthermore, information about the mitigation hierarchy about avoidance, minimization, and mitigation. Since March 10th, the applicant has asked for additional time to provide more information about those matters. As a result, at the request of the applicant, the matter is being further continued to April 21st, 2025 at 3 p.m. The applicant will be required to provide a written update on this information to the planning staff by the end of the day on March 28th, which will be made public by March 31st at the end of the day. Additional written public comment will be accepted until April 21st, 2025, which should be focused on the additional information that has been provided by the applicant. All communication between the staff and the applicant will be made part of the public record. All additional public comments will also be made part of the public record. At the hearing on April 21st, the applicant will be given 15 minutes to present, and then we will allow for a period of 45 minutes for additional public comment, which again should be focused on the new information provided by the applicant. Following this public comment period, the applicant will have 5 minutes of rebuttal time, and then the board will deliberate. So, that is information that I think the public wanted to have. I think there's members of the public here today. And so if you need any further clarification, you can contact staff and they can give you information. But again, that hearing will be held April 21st, and there will be public materials made, or the materials will be made public by March 31st. So look for those on March 31st at the end of the day. I don't know if commissioners have any questions for staff before we proceed with a motion to continue this hearing.
Just a comment.
Please go ahead, Commissioner.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to state for the record that this is the first, what's just been explained to the public is the first that we're all hearing from it. There have been no conversations internally about any of this. Whatever has transpired between Platte River Power Authority and the staff, that's between them. So this, we're trying to be as transparent as possible, and this is the first information that I have regarding the procedures for the April 21st land use hearing. So I wanted to make that very clear to folks.
Thank you, Commissioner. All right, any further questions or comments? All right, seeing none, I would entertain a motion to move that hearing to April 21st, 2025.
Madam Chair, I move that file number 24-CONE 33715 for the Platte River Power Authority 1041 be continued until April 21st, 2025.
Thank you, Commissioner. There's a motion on the table. Any further discussion on this item? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, that motion passes 3-0. And again, that hearing will be held on April 21st, 2025. So we will now move on to our next item on the agenda, which is our public hearing consent items. Would either commissioner want to remove anything from the public consent agenda? All right, I do not want to remove anything either. I'd ask any members of the public, does anyone in the public want to remove anything from the consent agenda this afternoon? Anyone in the audience? Okay, seeing no hands raised, is there anyone online who would like to remove anything from the consent agenda this afternoon?
If there are any members of the public online who would like to remove any of these items from the consent agenda, please use the raise hand function now. We have no hands raised.
Thank you. Then Commissioner Koufalos, will you make a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Yes, of course, Madam Chair. Thank you all. I move to approve the 3 items on the March 24th, 2025 consent agenda, subject to the conditions in the staff reports, and further move to authorize the chair to sign the findings and resolutions.
Thank you, Commissioner. There's a motion on the table. Any further discussion on this item? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion passes 3-0. That is all the business that comes before this board this afternoon. And with that, we are adjourned at 3:11 p.m. Thank you, everyone.